Welcome to the Hecker Family Homestead. I'm Jim. Today is the 1st of August. Although nobody told the clouds and the rain. It pretty much rained all of July. So whatever. It is what it is. This is our first summer here in our house and doing our little homestead. Anyways, I completed the chicken tractor on steroids as designed, well, collaboration between the chicken tractor itself was designed by Justin Rhodes, and if you go to his website, you can actually get the designs. He'll email them to you for free, and then you can go pick up all the parts. It even has a parts list, a cuts list, the whole thing. The chicken tractor on steroids, as it's known, is created by Perma Pastures Farm. So I used their method, got all this great compost here, and I don't have time to really do anything with it. We're not doing much of a garden, actually. But we did have a lot of corn seeds, so I thought, I wonder if it's too late. Let's throw them in here. And yes, the answer is yes, it is too late. We also found some pumpkin seeds. They were on sale for like 25 cents. So we thought, yeah, let's give it a try. Maybe because it's been so rainy this summer, the heat will extend a little more. Maybe not. But in any case, I've got all this great, just amazing compost here. Goldie chicken's digging it. Still finding food in it. So I'm gonna put these things out, and in order to protect what I've got going on here, I'm not going to use one of my electric fences because those are being used for the sheep. Isn't that right? So how am I going to keep the deer, which by the way are just enjoying all these apple trees? There's my little mobile sheep pen. Anyways, how am I going to keep the deer out of here? I am going to use something called bone sauce, and we'll talk about that more in a little bit. I'm going to put it on these boards and some stakes around the area here. Right there, I've got a little volunteer tomato plant that somehow made it. Even though the chickens were here for a long time, it still made it. So anyways, let's get to planting this stuff. Just real quick, gonna show the new setup today. We started, as you can see, they're already inside the net there trying to get their food. I haven't put any compost stuff in there yet because I haven't cleaned out the bedding from the new baby chicks. Anyways, this area here would normally be just full of compost and or your waste scraps, meaning your food scraps, grass clippings, bedding from inside there. When I run the sheep through an area here, which you can see they've been through here, that's why the grass is kind of cut down pretty well, I'll rake up. I don't have any little piles here, but normally I'll take a little plastic rake and I'll rake up all of the stuff they've left behind into one big pile. Then I can scoop that puppy up, put it in my wheelbarrow and throw it in there. Got the chickens trained to go in there and look for their food. So that's what they do. And they tear that stuff up, making some amazing compost, which is what we're doing now, is planting in the first set of it. So huge shout out to Perma Pastures Farm for this awesome idea. They have a whole video playlist on there that talks all about it, so I'm not going to just beat a dead horse. Watch their stuff if you're interested in it. Perma Pastures Farm on YouTube. So I've still got a lot of scrap. We've been here, gosh, what are we at? 7 months, and there's just tons of scrap. This isn't ours. We didn't bring anything you see here. We didn't do. Actually, that's not true. I put that little light up there, a little solar power light there. Yeah, under a tree because I'm a genius. But it works. Lets me know when there's animals in the area. Anyhow, what I'm doing now is trying to make use of some of the stuff this person previously left for us. So I'm going to take these wooden boards here. I'm going to douse them in what's called bone sauce. And I'm probably going to take this tangled mess and wrap that around my little garden area also to keep out anything else that the bone sauce doesn't ward away. So let's see how this turns out. Here's where we're at right now. I've already staked it out with these little stakes so I can go over later with some metal wire or poly wire to electrify it if I want to. This is a corral that I bought when we first got our sheep, and they're actually gates. But you know what? They were cheaper and they link into each other, so I can add, subtract, I can move them around. I absolutely love it. I can open it up and go in there. So it was another little happy accident that I made here. So this is where we originally put the sheep when we bought them. It's kind of turned into this, well, with all the straw and their manure and everything else. And I kind of moved the chicken tractor through the landscape here and knew I wanted it to end here so they would turn all that and make it into this amazing moist, rich compost that they have created. So here's our little, it's too late to do a garden, but let's give it a try garden. And I mean, what's the worst that could happen? If this corn grows just a couple feet high and never gives me any corn, doesn't matter, the sheep can eat it. If these pumpkin vines produce one pumpkin, whoop-de-doo, we got like six or seven. We got a bunch of pumpkin plants for 25 cents. So whatever, doesn't matter to me. Plus, it's a good little thing to know. I'm new here, so just experimenting with as much as we can possibly do and fit into our growing season. We did such a small garden this year that why not add a little more while we wait for our house to get fixed. All right, we're at the point now where we add normally a bunch of straw. I love adding straw. It holds the moisture in so I don't have to water. And yes, it is drizzling a little right now. It doesn't even faze me. It's a tiny little drizzle. I'm not going to add too much straw. My garden, I have a lot of straw. I've got a really good thick layer of straw in there over cardboard. This, because this compost here is so rich, it's holding in so much moisture already. I don't want to overdo it. So I'm going to go light on the straw, and let's see where that takes us. Almost forgot, the marigolds. Deer don't like marigolds, so we have, looks like I have 4 distinct and separate marigold plants in there. So I'm going to try to separate this out and put it at the 4 corners. Marigolds in place. 4 for the price of 1. You gotta love it. Not bad for $1.50. All right, so it's 10 o'clock and I'm done. 10:01. Okay, I lied to you. I'm sorry, YouTube. I lied. It's 10:01. I took this bone sauce and it is designed to smell so terrible that deer will stay away. I've got my marigolds here, which are also something deer don't like. I'm really concerned because, like I said before, the deer love those apple trees. So I put the bone sauce. You'll notice I've got these sticks kind of intertwined along the top, and I've got some old boards on the bottom. Bone sauce, bone sauce, bone sauce along the top so the deer can check it out. Bone sauce along the bottom so the bunnies will get the message also. Whew, I can smell that stuff. It is not the best, most pleasant smelling thing. I might have gone a little overboard. Oh, well, I guess I won't rest there. What are you? Anyways, it doesn't matter. I might have gone a little overboard with the hay. Now that I sit here and look at it, it was already holding so much moisture. I hope I didn't go overboard, but we will see. Time will tell. So here's where we're at. We got a quick little garden. Took me about 2 hours. I mean, obviously I started the seeds before, but it took me 2 hours. Katrina came out, helped me move the pin from over there where all that, that's it? I don't remember what it is. Just know it's a poison. So we've got a couple levels of protection, hopefully. We'll see what makes it and what doesn't. The whole thing's all about experimenting. Let's figure it out, right? So, fingers crossed. This is Jim with the Hecker Family Homestead, and a quick update on Billy's Bone Sauce from Permapastures Farm. We had tried it on this little garden in the middle of our yard here. I planted it super late, but I was just anxious to try the bone sauce right at the height of deer season. So in August, we planted corn and pumpkins. So we have a bunch of apple trees over there, and the deer were in our yard in droves. Eating all the fallen apples. I wanted to see if I could plant some corn and some pumpkin, and there's some tomatoes in there as well, and would they get messed with? No, they haven't. And it's been a while. And pumpkin's still chilling out. In fact, it's still flowering. The corn not doing much, but again, I'm not really worried about really growing too much of this. This is mainly just to see, does the bone sauce work? Is my stuff going to be eaten up? And a resounding no. Big old pumpkin growing in there. I don't think you're going to have time to make it. It's already getting pretty cold out here in the season. So again, I just grabbed some chunks of wood, threw some bone sauce on them. Now, originally when I planted these, I had the red corral still here. But then I ended up moving that corral for shelter for our new ram lamb. And still, nothing. Well, there's a cute little orange pumpkin. Look at that. So final verdict on the bone sauce, it works. Keep the deer away. It really does work. I highly recommend it. It's like 90 bucks a jar unless it's gone up, so might want to order it now. This is Jim, highly recommending that you go to permapasturesfarm.com, I think is their website. Check out their bone sauce. Get some if you do a garden and you have problems with deer. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.